Now, I'm going to introduce Fred Ross, Sr. It's a strange measure of success to remain anonymous, but for Fred Ross, being in the background was proof of his great accomplishments. Fred once said, "An organizer is a leader who does not lead, but gets behind the people and pushes." He was so effective at pushing other people out in front of him that he pushed himself right out of most history books. But where we see a better, more equal, more compassionate society, we see Fred's work. He spent his life grappling with the most important issues of the day. He sang songs with Woody Guthrie and strategized with Saul Alinsky, tossed out racist politicians, and helped build the most powerful Mexican-American organization in the country. Fred was also an early gender progressive who cultivated and trained a generation of female leaders and activists. He was clearly among the most influential American organizers of the 20th century, and his legacy of a social justice continues to grow. He graduated from USC in 1937, intending to become a school teacher. But this teacher never saw a formal classroom. He was too big for that. He saw too many problems to fight from within any four walls. But he did have students. He recruited people like Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta into grassroots activism. He tutored thousands of men and women in the causes of injustice and the tactics to defeat them. Fred's activism began in 1939 when he was a manager of the Arvin migratory labor camp near Bakersfield, the same camp immortalized by John Steinbeck in The Grapes of Wrath. Fred encouraged the Dust Bowl refugees at the camp, and at 28 others he became manager of, to form camp councils and to achieve self-governance. He was the only camp manager to challenge racial segregation and try to break down the ugly effects of tribalism. As always, the dispossessed were his tribe. The downtrodden were his tribe. He fought for them regardless of race, creed, or color. During World War II, when the federal government imprisoned Japanese Americans, he helped thousands to get out of these internment camps by helping them secure jobs and housing outside of California. Returning to Orange County, California after the war, Fred organized parents to fight segregation in the local schools. Their successful lawsuit, Mendez versus Westminster, laid the groundwork for, there's some groundwork in here, there it is, for the U.S. Supreme Court's landmark decision in Brown versus Board of Education. In 1947, Fred was one of the founders of the Community Service Organization, a group aimed at empowering Latinos through citizenship, voter registration, and get-out-the-vote efforts. In 1966, Chavez recruited Fred to become the organization director for the United Farm Workers. Fred trained more than 2,000 organizers whose efforts helped tens of thousands of farm workers gain better wages, health care, and safer working conditions. He directed the re-election campaign of Governor Jerry Brown in 1978, worked with the Yaqui Indians community in Arizona, and fought for peace in Central America. Harry Truman summed up Fred's attitude when he said, "It is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit." But tonight, it's my pleasure to give credit to Fred Ross, a great catalyst for social change. The state of California honors Fred Ross, Sr. for showing us that the real power to effect change exists behind the scenes. Fred Ross, Jr. is accepting on behalf of his late father.
on behalf of 3 generations of the Ross family that are gathered here tonight, and on behalf of countless thousands of men and women who have toiled for years as unsung heroes and heroines, doing the same kind of day in and day out organizing for social justice and equality and fighting discrimination, I want to express my deepest gratitude to First Lady Ann Gus Brown and the Governor for finally giving my father and all organizers and social activists their just due and their recognition. So thank you.